We will now look at the Dropbox option of D2L and how to create Dropbox folders. It is advisable for you to have set up your gradebook and all the grading items before you set up your Dropbox folders. Click on the Dropbox tab and you will enter this screen. You are going to create a new folder for every submission that students need to make. Let's assume for this particular course, I expect students to submit a midterm exam and a final exam. I will need to create two folders. So I click on new folder and I call it midterm exam. Now this is an individual submission folder and there is no category for this because I haven't created any categories yet. This grade item is important because I am now going to link this Dropbox folder to the specific grade item, which is why it is important to have created the grade items before you create your Dropbox folder. So over here, I'm going to select my mid-semester exam, and please ensure that the points you enter here are the same as that you entered in your gradebook. So for me, it was 40, and I will just save and close. So you now have your midterm exam and it has this little ruler next to it saying it is connected to your gradebook. Now if you have noticed, sometimes your grade box folders will have due dates associated with them, and let's assume you want to create such a due date for a folder. What we can do is we can always modify the criteria for this folder. So you will edit it, and in this case we are going to look at restrictions. It has a start date, it has a due date, and it has an end date. Usually we select end date, which could be April 17th, 11:59 p.m. You save and close this and you will notice that now the due date appears over here. So what happens is your Dropbox folder will not be available after that point, meaning students cannot make submissions after this particular time that has been set. So as another example, if I want to do a final exam, I will create a new folder called final exam, and I'm going to connect it to final exam. My final exam was out of 60 points, and I'm going to set up my restrictions at the same time. So I'm going to say it has an end date, and this time it's going to end on the 30th of April, and I can set up any time I want. So I'm going to say maybe 1 a.m. As before, now you will see the folder with the associated time frame set up. When you set up all this, you might at some point want to look at it from a student's perspective. How will this screen appear to students? If you want to do that, you can do that by going to the main home page and look for the role switch section. Switch your role now to student and click on change role. What happens now is the screen that appears is what the students see. So now if I click on content, anything that I have created will appear over here. And it says upcoming events 1. So I'm going to click on that, and now it shows me the midterm exam which is due. And this is because I had set up that due date in my Dropbox. It immediately connects to the upcoming events. If I go to the Dropbox, this is what I see. So I know it's out of 40, it's out of 60, and these are my dates. In the gradebook, this is what appears for students as you have set it up. So at any point, to verify how it looks to students, just go back to the main page and change your role. To start making edits again, go back to instructor and change role again.